Absolutely. Okay, so here comes Harbour. They were pretty close in their last game, but just couldn't quite crack it. Well, it's been a tough season, as we said, for North Harbour, but James Parsons is one forward who gives it 100% in each game. He's played over 40 games for Harbour, and he's part of an impressive front row, which includes All Black squad member Ben Afiaki and Western Force prop Salisi Manu. And plenty of strike power in the Harbour backline, and former All Black Rudy Wolf should add some spark from the back. Wolf is headed back to France shortly, but in the meantime has a good job to do for Harbour. James Semple, a late withdrawal against Manawatu, but he returns to the starting lineup tonight. So those are the 15 who will start, and this is the reserve bench for Harbour. As I said before, one of the talking points coming out of the test match was the goal kicking. It hasn't been as bad at all at ITM Cup level, so it will be interesting tonight, after all the talk 3 days ago, whether the kickers here can get it right.
Yeah, well, just jump in there. Sorry, Kelvin. I watched both kickers. Well, there were 2 kickers from each side having a warm-up, and none of them had any problems whatsoever.
Yeah, well, Parker from the first game, 10 from 11, so he'll be hoping he can do the same tonight.
So out they come, and a few changes in the Otago pack for this game. One of them sees Tama Tuararangi shift across to the loose head side of the scrum. Former Taranaki man has been very solid for his new team this season, while the number 3 jersey goes to the sometime hooker Liam Coltman, and Paul Grant leads the side from the back of the scrum. And a real bonus tonight as Otago gets both Ben Smith and Tamati Allison back from the All Black squad. Smith heading back to fullback, where he can be a most destructive runner. Allison forms a midfield combination with Glenn Dixon, while we get another look at the Japanese international Fumiaki Tanaka at halfback for Otago. There is the reserve bench, and like most teams affected by injury.
Yeah, I see Hugh Blake being called in there for TJ Oni, with fortunately his hamstring hasn't come quite right. You would have done a few hamstrings on your day pod. It is a speed injury, of course.
Yeah, funny that. That's something that didn't really trouble me.
Shane McDermott, the man with the whistle tonight.
30 seconds, boys.
Adam Morrison and Gareth Reid are the assistant referees, and the man, if required, upstairs, TMO, is Doug Rogers. Well, there's Liam Coltman, regular hooker last year, but now into a prop.
Yeah, he can vary right across that front row, so it's a good string to his bow. Be interesting to see how he goes tonight. He's got some tough opposition there.
Okay, so referee McDermott checking with both sides, and the match, the ITM Cup game, is underway between North Harbour and Otago, and both sides looking for a good clean start to the match. As it comes to Tanaka, he stepped back inside the 22, so he couldn't kick it directly into touch, and North Harbour bring it back into Otago's territory. It's slung away by Hall. James Semple, the former Counties man, snapped up here by Chris Smith. Now Hall again, and Harbour number 8 Vuhaki takes it in. Now Semple hands it across to Saili. Here's a good run from David Raikuna, and he can really put the hammer down. Dangerous man with the ball in hand, Francis Saili.
Slowing down 2.
Now he's got a penalty against Otago here, so he'll play an advantage for as long as it takes, but no advantage. So back we go, and this will be a shot at goal. We'll get an early indication of how the goal kickers go tonight.
Well, that was a great start from North Harbour. You can see their intention. They are a team, they can throw it around, and they are effective runners at that. But unfortunately, Sam Anderson-Heather there is coming in, unfortunately trying to slow that ball down, because they are creating quick ball. See here in the replay, just flopping right over on the other side and being a nuisance, and he has caught.
Well, David Raikuna there getting an opportunity, get his starting position back with the movement of Rudy Wolf, the fullback, placing the informed Luke Devsich. So big night for David Raikuna.
See a black eye there. You don't really even get a chance to recover from any injuries, do you? This
No.
quick fire competition.
There's ice packs all around for these boys.
So just a short run up. And bang, away goes the first kick. And guess what? It's missed.
Well, North Harbour, that's one thing they have been consistently bad at, and that is their kicking at goal. That is, they've used 5 kickers this year, and unfortunately for them, not really to good effect.
Hayden Parker then with the restart. Oh, bad lapse in concentration by Bryn Hall. He just missed that kick at goal. Whether that was going through his mind or not, I'm not sure, but that was a straightforward take.
That was right in the middle of the field. It done everything. Oh, look, the eye's just coming off, seeing who was approaching him. But yeah, probably in the back of his mind, worrying about that kick. But a good opportunity here for Otago in the halfway spot. Split back line. See what they can do from here.
So Harbour went early, quickly taken by Paul Grant. Now the kick through by Parker, and he did it very quickly. And he's got Rudy Wolf scrambling across. That's a very good kick indeed by Hayden Parker. And for the first time, Otago marching down inside Harbour's 22.
Right, it's a great kick. Parker, have a look, looks up, and forwards just love nothing better than standing up from the breakdown. The free trudge 60 metres up, and as you say, Grant, in a very good position, so an opportunity to challenge Harbour at line-out time here.
So James Parsons going deep. Otago not really challenging at all. And the halfback is caught by Coltman. Carried on here by Fihaki. Now Hall. And he's got a pretty good distance into his kick. Buxton Popali'i hands it off to Ben Smith. And they're going to be dangerous on the counter, Otago, with players like Smith, Popali'i and Allison. Harbour are going to have to be very careful how they kick the ball and where they kick the ball. Allison chipping it ahead. Rudy Wolf goes across. In fact, it's not Rudy Wolf, it's James Semple, and he's put his foot into touch. So Otago make good ground once again.
Semple will be disappointed with that. He actually had a wee bit of time, but unfortunately he's must have bigger shoes on today than normally, touching that bit of chalk.
I'll tell you what, Kelvin, it depends where you put your foot on that line there. It's a bit wobbly. I walked past that on the way to my station here, and if we can get a shot of it later on, it's a bit wobbly, so if you put your foot in the wrong place, you're out.
Well, they did have a big night here on Saturday night. They might have marked the field on Sunday morning.
Okay, good take by Paul Grant. And Harbour not committing too many players. Now they have to. There's Otago having a crack through the centre here. And this is a very good drive indeed. And still have it, and close to the line. And they're appealing for the try. And I'm not sure whether it was it Gareth Evans holding the ball in the back.
Yeah, there was a wee bit of interchange around the back there.
Come off. Doug, are you there?
We'll have some company, no doubt, in the form of Doug Rogers. We'll head over and have a look at this on my monitor.
Yeah, Gareth Evans there, he's walking back. No problem, that's a try by the look in his face. But, that was a great roll on there. You can see it here. It did get held up for a bit. Then look at that. That is try time.
Yes, it is. So Gareth Evans, blindside flanker, who was called in when TJ Ioane got injured with his hamstring. It looks like he's going to open the scoring here tonight. He is indeed.
You would have liked watching that pod, but a good forward hard work, good rolling maul there.
Yeah, they did it well though, Otago, as you said. Nisbo, Harbour was slow to commit initially to the Otago drive, but they stayed controlled, they stayed composed at Otago. Have a look at that for a wobbly line. So he put his foot in there on the wobbliest bit, which was his disadvantage, but here's the great drive. The key to it, Kelvin, they get the ball to the boot, and it's under control. Good numbers, good forward momentum, and eventually rewarded for their efforts.
Yeah, well done. That was a great try. It's nice for the rugby purists in us all to see a good open scoring try like that.
So Hayden Parker, as Kelvin said, 10 from 11 last time he was in this stadium. And his first kick is astray. Don't tell me.
That's right, he's allowed to miss one a game in here. Must apologise, I did say the other day that he was from the deep dark south, but in fact Hayden Parker is from Currow. So Currow, so I did have some friendly reminders, let me know that he was not in fact from the deep dark south.
Here he is, kicking the ball off downfield. Fielded there by Nafi Tuitavaki. And now Harbour looking to maul their way downfield, but not making a lot of ground here. In fact, they've taken it in, and this is held up, and this is going to be turned over. So a good effort by Otago, and they're pretty happy with themselves.
That man there again, Gareth Evans. They're all over that like a rash, weren't they? Hands all in there, Pod.
Yeah, every right to be happy here. Rudy Wolf just takes it into contact, and there was 3 in the tackle assist initially, but it was Coltman there in jersey 3 and Evans in jersey 6 that did the damage.
It's actually been one of the features of the ITM Cup, the number of players that have been held up in mauls. It's almost become a tactic of teams.
Yeah, I think so, and I also think it's well, here goes a good 8-9 chance here.
There's
plenty of room.
Oh, it's gone a poor pass, and Tanaka has to tidy up, does so. Parker slings it wide, Ellison slings it even wider. Popoli very good on his feet, gets away from one, sets the pass up for Ellison. Ellison gets it into Dixon, and one more pass would do it. Tapped ahead, but it's forward. It's gone forward. Well. He needed to give it very quickly. Dixon to Parker didn't quite link up.
No, that man Buxton, you can see him here just getting out the outside. Beautiful interchange there. He just got tied up a wee bit. Thought he's a tall man, but he's not quite tall enough. He needed to get that ball back a bit quicker. Looking threatening, Otago, though.
It's a good backline when you analyse it.
Oh, incredibly lucky bringing in Ben Smith and Tamati. Like, oof, you know, how lucky are Otago. Have 2 quality players like that come in for a nice game of footy on a Tuesday night.
Messy scrum, so they'll have to reset this.
This will be an area guys at Harbour will be looking to exert some kind of dominance. Good front row, and Salesi Manu from the Western Force and Ben Afiaki from the Chiefs on this side that we'll get a good look at through the first 40 minutes.
Good solid Harbour scrum this time. It had to be done quickly.
Well, interesting for me that Francis Hiley played in the 10 jersey I was going to say last week, but it was last game's probably easier, a few days ago, and he's already taking the kicking responsibilities off Semple. Semple was a late withdrawal through injury, so maybe they're just trying to wrap him up in cotton wool a little bit.
Anderson Heather to throw for Otago. They're making all the early running in this game as Tanaka gets it out. Charging is Lee Allen in the number 7 jersey. Tanaka again. Now Paul Grant. Tanaka looking to clear quickly, does so. Parker gets it across. Ellison. Good defence on him though. Couldn't slip the tackle. Tanaka off to the try scorer, Gareth Evans. Lays it back again. Here is Smith, throws a nice pass, gets it back and looked a bit forward. He's going to stretch and score. He gets the try. I've got a little bit of doubt about that last pass.
Yeah, I think it might be borderline, that last pass, but the referee was right on the spot. Ben Smith
Well, full of running, aren't they, Otago? And you mentioned, Calvin, nice to have the likes of Ben Smith, and yeah, there's the inside ball. Question marks around it being forward, but the damage was done with the mismatch. Smith on Apiaki, he went wide. Harbour defence came in, spotted the danger of Smith, created a little overlap, and that's all the excuse that Otago needed.
I think the hard work was done up front there. Every one of the Otago loose forwards smashed it up there, and they drew in those North Harbour defenders, create that wee option down the right-hand side for Otago to score.
So a similar kick here for Hayden Parker. Did he learn from the previous one? Yes, indeed he did. So he kicks the conversion of the Ben Smith try, and Otago out to a handy 12-0 lead.
Yeah, North Harbour, the heads were down a wee bit behind the post, but they can bounce back from that pretty quick. Otago want to get out of their half again, play it down there.
Francis Saili with the kick-off. And down it goes for Parker to spiral it off downfield. Good clearing kick. Takes us back to halfway.
There's good opportunity for Harbour here. They've got some exciting backs. See if they can unleash them.
Right at the back here in the number 7. Oh, Otago got up there and disputed, and it's an early lift against Otago. So free kick goes the way of North Harbour.
Taking the scrum option there. When they've had the ball, they have looked quite exciting, North Harbour. So again, see what they can do from here. Just an early lift there up front. It's a very funny ruling, that. It's a strange one. People are always going to challenge it.
Crouch. Touch. Sit. Up.
So in it goes from Paul. Off it goes Semple. Turns it back on the inside for Saili. North Harbour need to strike back as quickly as they can, and it's a nice pass freed up to Erwin Finau on the blindside flank for North Harbour. Now stepping his way through goes Saili. Needs to look for support, and there's a lot of Otago players over the top of this, and in fact it's been illegally grabbed by an Otago player, so he's playing an advantage here Harbour's way as Celesi Manu carries it on.
15, you win off your feet.
And it's against Ben Smith, who left his feet. So Harbour have an opportunity here to take the 3.
Yeah, Ben Smith there just trying to kill that. Boy, they're creating some room there around those edges of the rucks. Otago are going to have to watch that, just running right in between Tamo and Grant there and making good yardage.
Yeah, Francis Saili featuring at the tail end of the Blues season. And spotted the mismatch very well. Also, player visibility always good enough to take advantage of that situation, and Harbour take the 3.
Yeah, they want to get some reward down here. See if they can do better with their second kick at goal.
Well, I think I've read and heard a million theories since Saturday as to why the goal kicking didn't work. I don't know that I believe any of them, to be honest.
No,
It's all about just kicking it, isn't it?
It's just getting it between the sticks. Sounds pretty simple from a forward like me.
Here's Broomhill Hall at least looking to kick hard against points. Does so from a handy position, so they are on the board now. 12 points to 3 it is. 12 points to 3, and nearly 16 minutes in.
It's a good open scoring game to begin with, Pod, isn't it?
Well, traditionally, Otago fixtures, Calvin, reasonably high scoring affairs, and this one's the start this one's got off to. It could head in that direction again, which will be entertaining for the crowd that's turned up here tonight.
Hayden Parker then kicks off, and off goes Dili Kihaki, the number 8 forward. Good run, gives it off to Afiaki. He had the ball knocked out of his hands just when he was about to deliver the pass, and that's a bit unlucky, really. Did either of you two guys play in that semi-final and went into extra time?
Yeah, I did.
Did you play, Kelvin?
Oh, no. I was way too young.
He's young. He's a bit younger than us.
I was just thinking, things have changed a bit, haven't they?
Haven't they?
Not a bad crowd in here tonight. Actually, quite surprisingly good for a Tuesday night.
Well, you know, you're not going to get wet. Mind you, you wouldn't get wet at Carisbrook tonight. It's a beautiful night, Dunedin.
Yep, sunscreen material today.
Touch. Sit.
Tanaka then feeds the scrum for Otago, and off it goes to Parker, Dixon, Allison strongly looking for the inside pass, but not getting it was Marshall
Saili Grant doing great work in the tackle.
Yes, absolutely, and now Otago having to scramble back, although it sits up nicely for Smith. And Ben Smith's kick, well, it's going to land around about the halfway line, and beautifully done by Saili, who's been most prominent in this game so far, as Hall gets it off to Ravulu. Now here's Smith. That's Chris Smith. We've got Smiths on both sides here. Ball slung out into midfield, and Corey Aporo, we haven't seen much of him so far in the game. Here is Saili again, setting it up for Raikuna. Dangerous runner, David Raikuna. Now a real opportunity, and the ball is spilled by Finau. It was a good opportunity too. There was space all over the place, but it could bounce. But Papali'i is taken down. He's going back to the original offence, which was the knock-on by Erwin Finau.
Well, that's been the problem with North Harbour this year. Their terrible ball handling skills. They're creating gaps, aren't they? But they just seem to be spilling the ball at the inopportune time.
Well, this was a massive gap, and Semple took it initially and then looked for some. I think he was looking for someone with a bit more pace than Erwin Finau, but he threw the pass anyway. And Finau are not able to put it to hand, but you did right, Kelvin. North Harbour capable of creating the opportunities, but handling her isn't already. They're leading that stat.
So Tanaka rolls it in again. Now off it goes to Parker. Ball carried back. It's not a very good kick. It's pretty much gone up in the air. Well, it's definitely gone up in the air, but not made very much ground. But Ben Smith did a great job. Now Tanaka punches it away down the right wing side. And a very good kick. Suckling was roaring up after it. And there wasn't much Raikuna could do about that.
It was the old rugby adage, Nisbo, a kick's only as good as the chase. Yes, initially it wasn't a great kick, but Smith made it a good one because he got up there and retrieved it, and now they've got field position again, Otago.
So James Parsons finding Chris Smith. That was neat and tidy from North Harbour. Now Hall. And he's cleared it away nicely. Suckling gets it in quickly. And Otago bring it back through Ben Smith. Needs someone to cut back on the inside. Nobody did so. He was really asking someone to cut back on the other angle, but nobody did.
Yeah, there was a great opportunity if there had been a cutback, but couldn't read his mind on this time. He was looking, a couple of guys there, no one taking the option. And yeah, ball to no one, double knock on there.
Yeah, well, he asked a couple of times, didn't he, Kelvin, with the show of the ball? Showed it once, showed it twice, he even gave it the eyes. Going, fellas, I really need someone to cut on this, but never happened.
Yeah, because he had dragged them across too, so they'd created, so there's holes getting created everywhere at this stage.
Yes, you get the feeling we're going to see a lot more than 2 tries tonight in this game. 12 points to 3 it is. Otago in front. just over halfway through the first half. Reaching off the back is Fehaki. Gets it off to Saili, who's had a very strong game through. A nice pass around the back, but it didn't go to hand. And so North Harbour have to start again as halfback Hall is dragged into it. So they'll have to start again here. Will Harbour just inside Otago territory. Strong defence. Hall back in position. Tuni Yarawa takes it up. Now, Rudy Wolf had to wait for the pass. And in the end, he runs straight into a couple of players, including Hayden Parker, who puts him down. Now Hall slings it away again. Here is Saili. He's pretty much the go-to man, taken in a good tackle by Tom Franklin. Now, away it goes. Smith. Plenty of endeavour here, but not making a heck of a lot of ground, it's got to be said. Gone backwards and forwards and probably made 5 metres.
But the beauty was actually held on to the ball, so that'll be a good start for North Harbour, because that's where they've been lacking. But Francis Saili, he is just everywhere. He is creating carnage every time he touches the ball.
Great attacking opportunities. Nafi Tuatavaki just drifting out a shot, standing right behind, or just to the left of Saili. So he's an option outside, simple inside Saili. As good as Francis Saili's going tonight, Nafi Tuatavaki's probably been Harbour's best attacking weapon throughout the so far disappointing season.
They're all in this one. We've got Rudy Wolf standing out in midfield, and David Raikuna is right out as far as you can go. There he is.
Now, I've just asked him to not put his head on, put his head straight on.
Well, that's disappointing. Shane McDermott, before even getting the call set, is given a free kick. So Paul Grant, the skipper, takes it up. Tanaka makes a little run and then gets the forwards in behind him. Now Tanaka back in action. Carried up by Rob Verbakel, the former Canterbury man. Now Tanaka for Parker. Here's Dixon, or ball turned over. And
Assist tackler didn't release.
Well, he said the tackler
13.
Obviously he got him to ground, whether he ripped it out before he actually went to grounds, another argument.
Yeah, it's one of those borderline calls, isn't it? The actual ruling is that the person that is being tackled is allowed to place the ball, but fortunately Corey Aparo, they're all over their hands in that.
Some would suggest he's the second arriving player at the tackle situation, because the actual first tackle was around the ankles.
I'll get them.
Yeah, it's always a confusing situation, that one, isn't it? But Otago getting the benefit of the doubt for this one.
Well, this is a fair distance out for Hayden Parker. I suppose when you swing this around on an angle, it's a good 45 metres.
He's been kicking at 88% prior to this game, so he's top kicker in the comp.
Good thump, very good thump. And over with plenty to spare. What a good kick. So Parker lands the penalty goal, which gives Otago a 15-3 advantage.
Hey Nisbo, I'm going to add to that theory on the goal kicking from last weekend. Maybe, obviously Parker's kicked here a fair bit. Maybe if you turn up a little bit earlier and spend a little bit more time at the stadium, you might have better success as a goal kicker.
Nothing like a bit of common sense. Forget all the scientific theories. As Saili kicks off. Oh, nobody wants it. Complete breakdown in communication. And in the finish, Marshall Suckling out on the right wing, finished up with the ball. So they might just get out of this, Otago, as it goes back to Parker, who's on his favoured left boot, and he can drag them outside the 22. Well, either there was no call at all, or there was a call of yours.
I think that call of yours might have come from someone in the crowd too. That was a shambles.
Harbour going short and shifting all their big men to the midfield here.
So let's see if they can get the line-out win. They do through Smith. Now they'll crash it up the middle and then maybe go back the other way to the left. Fairly standard, but they've gone right. So taken in by Tuni Rawa. And there's no room there. Good defence. Now they swing it away to the left, for all the backs were standing waiting, but a drop ball, and here's an opportunity. So it's a kick and chase, and no knock on as yet. Yes, a knock on.
Forward off 14 blue.
Went forward off 14 blue. Marshall Suckling, the winger, showing good pace. But oh dear, Harbour just a straight, well, poor pass really.
Gareth Evans took the right option there from a good loose forward, putting the he wasn't going to run that far, so the ball got put down, but unfortunately Suckling, a couple of hands all over that trying to get it.
Gee, that was a good foot race, wasn't it? Suckling and Tui Tavake.
I'm pleased it wasn't me, Pod.
You're really pleased it wasn't you too.
Having all sorts of problems in the scrum here. People trying to encroach, not giving an inch.
Yeah, I think the difficulty they're having is the front row not being set, the weight coming in from the back a little bit early. They want to be 100% comfortable before they go down. Got it sorted this time.
Touch. Sit.
So back it comes to Hall. Works it away to Sample, charged, and it's bounced well for North Harbour, and off goes Raikkonen, and he stabs it off downfield, but it's in touch. It's in touch away back. Otago can take it from where they like, but they've decided to go back to basically where it was. Well, that was a mad scramble. The initial kick charge down. They were very lucky, Harbour, where this ended up.
Oh, that's fantastic pressure there from Dixon there, and he did well to get out of that, put the ball down the field.
So Anderson Heather to a slightly shortened line-out for Otago. 11 minutes remaining in the first half, and North Harbour conceding that, happy to let Otago have it. Now Tanaka, off it goes to Grant, and the skipper lays it up. Now Coltman overran that, not sure that he was involved anyway. Ben Smith turns it back on the inside to Popali. Beautiful footwork. He is so good at that, and he is through for try number 3.
Oh, that's the pace of the man. That is the happy feet. They can dance through any little gap. Otago, from that line-out option, they hit wide both times, and then they swung the ball back. And Buxton, look, he was all over a whole lot of forwards here. And like I've said before, he's tight forwards nightmare.
Well, that's exactly what that was. Buxton Popawalii back on the cut, and he looked up and he couldn't believe he was staring at two tight forwards. And have a look, you talked about them as the happy feet, bang, bang. One way to beat one, the other way to beat the other. Makes it look so, so easy.
He's got not a bad dance on the boy too.
Well, he's a quality player. Given a bit of space, he's gone. He got 4 tries in Otago's campaign last year.
And he's doing well. He's on 3 already for this year. I'm sure he'll be wanting to make that more.
Conversion is good, so he's found his range and the mark very easily. Has Hayden Parker Popali'i scores the third try, and it's out to 22-3.
Well, that's just special, isn't it? Step one way to beat one tight forward, then a step back the other way to beat the other one and score.
So it's desperate times for Harbour again. You'd think they'd need to be the next team to score in this one to stay in it.
I think you're right. And Otago taking that kick off cleanly. They learned from before. Just look what happens when you do everything right. You're 40 metres out from the opposition line.
Plenty of calls going on here. James Parsons got to work out which is the right one. Finau takes it. Now Harbour are going to have to try and use their back line, and Rudy Wolf shrugging Popali'i away. Good powerful surge by the former All Black. Smith, well, he's had a second shot at that, and really he shouldn't have got away with it, but he has. Here's Parsons. Good solid defence on him though by Verbakel. Now Hall. Away it goes to Semple. Oh, again it's happened. This time it was a Porro. It's one after another. Now here is Tom Franklin on the 22. Otago threatening once more. They've got numbers here. Numbers to burn. And it's going to be Suckling. Marshall Suckling on the right wing side. And again, North Harbour had themselves to blame. And it's a bonus point try already for Otago.
Oh, you couldn't have said any better. If North Harbour can maintain that ball and look after it, they are creative. They had so many guys out wide. They were unmarked, spilling the ball here. Evans had been all over it all day. Grant unleashing that ball to Franklin. And look, just beautiful, quick hands. No one being greedy at all, just drawing the man in. Beautiful try for Suckling.
Oh, wasn't it? And you did right, Kelvin. Everyone played their part for Otago. Knew where it was easiest going to be scored, so it was just simple catch pass in the end. But yeah, clearly two sides that came into this looking for a win. One side now lacking confidence, and the other one in the blue jerseys just full of confidence.
This time Parker is astray. 27 points to 3 for first half tries by Otago.
Well, I think they'll be quite surprised by the start. Because they've got to maintain it. North Harbour changing options, coming to the side closest to us for a kick.
So slight change of direction. See whether this works or not, but well taken down by Verbakel. Raikkonen took it. Popali'i had to wait. Now Wolf right on halfway. North Harbour just need to get something going here as Ravulo heads through. Now Hall. Parsons takes it in. And Hall has lost a forward. Otago player had a swipe at it with the boot. Now Otago getting a little bit untidy, but here is Allison. Gets it off to Smith. Good front on tackle by Saili. Everyone's got a case of the dropsies. Tanaka now, he's got Grant with him, and he gets a pass away in contact to Franklin. Turns it back to Popali'i, ducking and diving as always. Ball is channeled back to Tanaka. Quick hands, good stuff. Anderson Heather gets it away. Oh, really good stuff from Otago. Here, right up the centre goes Dixon, and goes wide for Suckling. And the chase is on, and it's won by Raikkonen. But there was some nice passing there.
Oh, beautiful interchange, both forwards and backs, but very lucky to get away with what I would class as a borderline pass there in that movement.
12, get him behind.
Great use of the ball by Otago. They've, as Pod said, full of confidence. 4 minutes out from half-time, they'll back themselves to get another one. As Parker sets them in motion. Charging up is Grant, but they're not going to get a try that way because a penalty goes against Paul Grant.
Yeah, Ravelo all over him there. Well done. Good open side option getting in there. A beautiful lot of passing here. Just see Ben Smith there. Dixon taking the right option through in the dummy. This was a pass here. Questioned. Suckling. He's got wheels. Like to see him pin those ears back.
So Harbour, perhaps the last opportunity. Here's their best player, really. Francis Saili has worked his heart out in the first spell. He's made a few breaks. As Hall, here he is again. Saili looking for someone to hand the ball to. He's got another advantage here. Here's Afiaki. Very important, Harbour. They can convert as it's taken forward by Tuni Yarawa. And back they go for the penalty now. Are they interested in the threes? Even though we're talking first half here, are they interested? You know, I see one of the players pointing to the touchline, and that might be the way to go.
I think it is. They're a long way back at this stage, and you know, with their kicking hasn't been as accurate as what they would have liked.
Again, Saili is certainly the danger for Harbour, ball in hand. And there you can see infringement coming from Otago, and Harbour an opportunity now from set piece.
So no competition coming from Otago. Happy to concede. Smith got up. Otago player has to get out of there. That's Tom Franklin, so he does. Now Harbour are going to back themselves to go all the way, but the ball's been spilled. And Hall has to go down and tidy up. It's messy. Time running out. 90 seconds until half-time, and out goes the hand again. So they might have time. Here is Finau. But Otago, aggressive defence coming forward. Afiaki stands over it. Batters on. Goes head to head. Still 10 metres away. Now Hall brings it out. Up goes Parsons, who can always be relied upon for a couple of metres. Now they're starting to show interest in the back. Semple. Off it goes to Saili. Holding him up. Getting in there is Aporo and Wolf, and a whole lot of backs in there. Not sure where the forwards are at this point. Maybe they're going to score the try.
Side 6.
He's got another penalty here against Gareth Evans. Now ploughing on goes Finau. They are really threatening hard here. Taking a while to come back here, but it's going to come eventually for Hall. Does so. He sees a little gap himself. Dives through and he scores it. Yep, try scored by Bryn Hall. Well, it was good pressure and an important score just on half-time.
That's what North Harbour needed going into the half with that behind them. All about patience, wasn't it, Pod? They actually just took their time, held on to their ball. You see here, Bryn looked to go wide and slipping under the tackle is Smith. Anderson Heather there, very hard to defend that. Bryn's pretty quick around the corner there.
He's got all the points for Harbour, an earlier penalty, now the try, and now this conversion from pretty much out in front, which he has duly done. And so at half-time, as they leave the field, it's a pretty handy advantage for Otago. 27 points to 10. And let's go downstairs to Richard Turner.
Rudy, a bit of time spent in a huddle there. What was said?
Yeah, I was just say that was no good. That half, we weren't holding on to our own ball. And this team, they do really well. They turn over our ball and putting the heat on us on breakdown, so we have to retain it a lot better. You know?
Yeah, good news is that you've been creative with ball in hand. As you say, just got to get the handling right.
Yeah, that's right. Got to keep it in there.
Good luck.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
So the thoughts there of Rudy Wolf. 4 tries to 1 in the first half here. In Dunedin, Otago lead by 27 points to 10.
October 5, we go live. Australia's summer football returns. Live in stunning high definition. 50,000 fans go wild. Fox Sports.
Introducing the new Look RX from Lexus. With looks to stir the heart. And performance to stir the soul. A bold new feeling has arrived. The new Look RX from Lexus.
Natasha contacted me first. I actually suggested that we meet straight away. We had the moment where we saw each other, we approached. That date was so good. There's something that you can't really describe well when you meet the right person. That I can be myself, and she loves me for it, but she also makes me incredibly happy. It's like a diamond that you buy that has like a flaw that you hardly ever see. You know?
Oh, that's not romantic.
That's romantic.
Review all your matches for free at eharmony.com.au.
16 of the world's best teams, one electrifying weekend of rugby. Gold Coast 7's Fever Pitch. It's fast, flashy, and a carnival of colour. So grab your mates, dress up and enjoy 2 days of fun this October. Tickets from Ticketek now.
When the clock strikes 6, come out and play with Telstra Prepaid. Get free talk and text from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. every night to standard Australian numbers when you recharge $30 on Telstra Prepaid Cap on Core.
Step into a world where you'll find new ways to share. New ways to explore. And new ways to stay in touch. The future is now in your hands with the new Smart TV from Samsung.
It's the game they play in heaven. Churches on Thursday nights. The Rugby Club on Fox Sports.
Hi, I'm James Courtney. See every round of the V8 Supercars on Speed.
Very good first half by Otago here at Forsyth Bar Stadium. 4 tries opened up with Gareth Evans, then Ben Smith, Buxton Popali'i and Marshall Suckling. And after an initial struggle, Hayden Parker has managed to land 3 goals. And Bryn Hall done all the scoring for North Harbour, 27 points to 10. So 5 tries scored in the first half. And let's go and have a look at the dressing rooms. And, well, Tony Brown's got to be happy, surely.
I think he'll be very happy, but I think he's got to realise too that North Harbour, they're maintaining that ball. They're looking quite threatening, and they're making gaps not only around the rucks and the mauls, but also out wide. But they look pretty relaxed in there, North Harbour. See Chris Smith there talking to the forwards, and they'll be very happy to get that last score.
So we'll look at the highlights of that first half. And good first up try here by Otago. Good concerted drive. You can see that it started about 10 metres out. It was nicely formed, and it was held in the back here by Gareth Evans. It did just splinter a wee bit. You see 1 or 2 players drifting off, but Evans held the ball, got to the line and plonked it over, and it was awarded. Second try, the hint of a forward pass there from Allison to Smith, I think. But nevertheless, the try was scored and awarded.
Yeah, no, happy try here. Third try. Again, the feature of the Otago team has been the interchange. See all the forwards getting involved here. Lee Allen there opening it up. Paul Grant hitting it up. Brick dragging in those North Harbour defenders. And then switching back to Buxton. And happy days. Little old back on plenty of forwards. And that's a beautiful try.
And it wasn't very long before try number 4 came up, and it was a bad mistake. The ball was dropped by Aporo, was snapped up, and good interplay by several of the Otago players. And then the finish, the pace of Marshall Suckling. He had the overlap, and he scored. And then right on half-time, Harbour managed to get across the chalk.
Yeah, Bryn Hall sneaking in under a couple of forwards, and Ben Smith there just capping off. They needed that right before half-time. Anyway, quick look at the stats here, and we can see territory and possession. They're all in all pretty even, but the big one, handling errors. North Harbour 6 to Otago's 3. They're going to have to pick up that, carry on the play.
So a good lead for Otago at halftime, 27-10 they lead.
Thursday night, the stars of netball, the second test. The Constellation Cup live and only on Fox Sports.
Introducing the new look RX from Lexus. With looks to stir the heart. And performance to stir the soul. A bold new feeling has arrived. The new look RX from Lexus.
Read it. Tweet it. Be surprised. Be productive. Make it official. Make some lunch. Make it movie night. Play a game. Or an old favourite. Do it all more beautifully with the Retina display on iPad.
When I'm in training, this is my sub. A fabulous Subway 6-inch turkey sub with only 4.7 grams of fat. It's training fuel the way I like it. Subway, the official training restaurant of Tora Bright and athletes everywhere.
16 of the world's best teams, one electrifying weekend of rugby. Gold Coast 7's fever pitch. It's fast, flashy, and a carnival of colour. So grab your mates, dress up and enjoy 2 days of fun this October. Tickets from Ticketek now. Step into a world where you'll find new ways to share. New ways to explore. And new ways to stay in touch. The future is now in your hands with the new Smart TV from Samsung.
Hi, I'm Jason Bright from Team VOC. Catch every round of the V8s on Speed.
No game in Australia can cram into the short space of 2 hours more thrills and yells of excitement than a well-contested final of a league football match.
Tony Brown.
Oh, Tony, bonus point try after first 40 minutes would have been a pretty short speech at half-time to the troops.
Yeah, I guess, you know, we've done pretty well in the first half, but that try it just on half-time sort of puts the shivers up me because I know that North Harbour can, when they get going, they can play.
We're looking forward to an entertaining 40. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, mate.
Yes, the side scored 4 first-half tries to 1, 27-10. So the kickoff is made, and we're underway in the second half, and that was Peter Breen kicking off for Otago, a replacement. So it looks like Hayden Parker might be gone. We'll endeavour to find out what the problem was there.
7 out.
Bryn Hall makes the kick downfield, taken by one of the try scorers in the first half, Marshall Suckling, and away he goes. Looks like he's got a good turn of pace, this boy, and off he goes, still going. What a good run, ducking and diving and getting to the 22. Tanaka now feeds it up, and immediately Otago on the front foot as Tanaka works the blind side. Quick hands there from Franklin to his captain Grant. Now Tanaka feeds it up, and a misunderstanding between two players, and they've coughed it up, and here comes Harbour running from inside their own 22. Saili, who else, makes the pass to Parsons, and they're looking to attack down their left wing side, and plenty of room here for Tuatavaki. And Popaliki dropped it the first time, and off he goes. Broken field play, dangerous. North Harbour getting a player over the ball, couldn't quite snag it though. Now Ben Smith drives the kick, but not one of his better ones. Straight into the arms of James Semple. And Semple down as far as Ellison. And clever kick, gets it away, and Tuatavaki has to go all the way back. Takes an age before the ball bounces right for him, and then the clearing kick is made.
That was a slicing run by Suckling, straight off the cuff there. Big phase of play, coming up to 2 minutes after they've just wolfed down a few bananas and a drink. They'll be puffing hard at this line out.
So, Richard, any word on Hayden Parker?
Yes, Nisbo, it's a knee injury, slight knee injury, nothing too major, but they want to sit him down. And as I said before about this short season, takes its toll physically, not a lot of time for players to rest up and recover from knocks, so they decided, I guess, when you've got a bonus point in the bag, you can put a bloke on the bench and he gets an extra 40 minutes to recover.
He called that not straight. It looked pretty straight to me, but Peter Breen coming in at first 5 for Parker. He's a handy player, played a lot at fullback, mostly. Very handy at first 5 too, good Alhambra boy.
Is there such a thing?
I'm being generous.
Okay.
I need you up, please.
Very traditional club in Otago, isn't it?
It is.
Or Dunedin.
It's right in the heart of the university area, so you be very careful when you play on a field there. You never know what you run into.
Actually, they were playing a game there last Saturday. I thought club rugby was over. Not sure what it was. Good crowd there too.
There'll be some of those crazy students that we all love down here.
Heart and soul of the city, aren't they, really? So 3.5 minutes into this second half, and this is a full-blown penalty. Shane McDermott finding fault with Tama Tuirarangi. He's been around forever and had a long career with Taranaki, and has kind of had a rebirth down here.
Oh, look, I've been talking to him, and he is absolutely loving it down here, but he won't be happy with giving away that penalty. I'll have to just reach that arm up a bit further on that prop.
Well, he could have got both sides, probably. Well, he's been in a few scrums. He knows how it works. So James Parsons to Smith. Now Hall whips it away to Semple. And Harbour looking to attack through the centre, then bring it back on the opposite side. They've done it very well. Here's Wolf turning it back to Tuatavaki. And good attack from Harbour here, and they've got themselves into a good attacking area as Finau takes it back, but he's gone high. And here's Otago looking to hold him up, and now bursting away as Parsons. And that's good work by the hooker. Now the ball's laid back, and they left it there. Just about turned it over. Here's Parsons again. He deserves a VC for the way he plays week in and week out. Well, maybe not a VC, but something similar. as Semple turns it back on the inside. Here's Aporo, a good bust. Oh, the ball is knocked down. It's been cleared away, and in the hands of Tom Franklin was a stray hand in there which did the job, and all of a sudden they concede a penalty and play on, and the try is scored by Vili Fihaki, the number 8 forward. Took it from the right position. That was the key to it, and Otago couldn't pull him up. So second try for Harbour. They're on a bit of a roll now.
Yeah, very good start for North Harbour there. Fihaki right on the spot there. Just Otago hand got in here and knocked it back towards their line, so it was play on. Franklin in here doing his best to get out. He got isolated. Here we go, the try here, Fihaki right on the spot. I'll tell you what, there was no chance of stopping him that close.
Well, you've got to say that Harbour are back in this game. They were down and out at 27-3, but 2 consecutive tries. And this one should be converted. And it is. And suddenly, 27-17, Pod, looking much better for your boys.
Yeah, it certainly is. You're right. They needed to, because they were out of this one. Try before, try after. And good heads-up play by Fihaki, getting an opportunity to get a run in the 8 jersey and making the most of it. The key now, Nisbo, is what they do from here.
So, number 21, that's Peter Breen, the replacement player in for Hayden Parker at half-time. Puts the kick down. Otago want to keep the game going. So Smith, oh, Grant's dropped it cold. Won't be happy.
It's amazing what a bit of pressure does. Otago looked like they were coasting before, but quick that score turns around. Ben Smith, beautiful pass here. Paul Grant, normally superb hands. Golly gosh.
Well, they stayed in a huddle for a long time while the conversion of the try they scored before half-time was being taken, guys. They stayed in the huddle, did Harbour, and had a very long chat. No doubt that was about just keeping their heads up. Was it 27 points put against you in 40 minutes? Easy to drop the head. You haven't had a win all season, so they've come out with a positive approach, and that's good to see.
So Hall cleans it off to Semple. They go wide, and here is Saili in good space once again. Turns it back to Duvaki's left it behind, and it's been knocked on by Ben Smith. So knock-ons both ways.
Siali, he is just having an absolute blinder of a game. They're basing everything around him. It's hard to believe that there was no offer from Auckland to pick him up for the ITM Cup. And he is making every poster winner.
Yeah, big, powerful ball runner. Harbour just creating a bit of space, a few more opportunities for him. And certainly showing what he's more than capable of doing tonight as Francis Saili.
A bit of pressure on the Otago scrum as well. Back it goes to Breen. Ball went back inside, so he's put it up very high. Nobody's hit the roof yet, I don't think. And the ball's been dropped, and it's into the arms of Franklin. And racing onto this goes Evans, showing great speed. Chased across by Raikkonen. Evans gets there. Second try.
Oh, he is happy about that. Big number 6. Near on 50-metre run. Fantastic effort. That's 2 for the night.
Oh boy, we've seen some wonderful individual tries scored so far in this ITM Cup competition, and this goes down as another one of them, because there's the offload and the tackle situation, and look at the pace. The acceleration was what's got him away, and it was that initial burst of acceleration or it was Raikkonen was the last line of defence on the cover. Rudy Wolf couldn't catch him. Raikkonen was Harbour's best hope, and that is a great individual effort, Gareth Evans.
And no need to look for support when you got wheels like that.
Well, he's the brother of Bryn Evans, who played a couple of tests, I think, a few years ago for the All Blacks, the ex-Hawke's Bay player. Got a good deal more pace than Bryn, I suggest. That was tremendous. So suddenly 32-17, and that halted the comeback for North Harbour, and the conversion from Glenn Dixon. is superb.
Oh, they're lucky, aren't they, having Parker and then bring on a guy like Dixon. Kicked at 80% last year. See this try again, 50 metres. There'll be one for the record books for him. He'll be playing that over and over again.
Harbour gone to the bench here. Malachi Ravulo replaced in jersey 19 by Sam Hayes-Stevenson, and they're trying to get Luke Devsich on, and yep, they're going to do that, and he's replaced Nafi Tuitavaki by the looks of it. Yes, it is.
So Rudy Wolf will go to the wing, and Devsich back to fullback, where he's played really well. Taken down by Smith. Good following up. Otago just a little bit lax under that ball, and Smith has stolen it straight off them. So there is the new man, Hayes-Stevenson, in 19, full of enthusiasm and energy. Now Hall slips the pass off to Manu. Now Semple. Here is the danger man. He's through a couple of tackles again. Francis Saili. Now Afiaki. They've got him up off the ground for the moment. They've still got him up there. But it's offside. Shane McDermott called offside. So 34-17. You might even think about 3 here. What do you think, Pod?
No.
No,
they've got to chase the big price. This boat, but they want to start from the set piece. Oh no, they're going to take the 3.
See here, Afiaki getting held up. There's a big man to hold up, but it took 2 of them. Dixon offside in that play from North Harbour, having a shot at goal.
2 and 7, subbing after the penalty. Stay there. Subbing after the penalty. 7 and 2.
Handy position here for Bryn Hall. And converts it into 3 points. So 34-20.
And Otago take this opportunity to make their first substitutions of the night. Jersey 16, Shotohori replacing Sam Anderson Heather. And in jersey 18, Adam Hill, and he's replaced Lee Allen.
10 white. 10 white.
Couple of handy boys to bring on, International and Hooker.
Semple gone for Harbour as well, sorry, Calvin. Jersey 21 is Peter Arkeet, so that'll see Francis Saili head into the pivots position for Harbour.
Come on.
See, that's a high dropout, and it hung up there forever. And in the end, it was knocked on by Otago. So Saili now into that first 5 position, and after this goes Suckling, does a good job, hauls it in, but Harbour getting numbers there, and somehow they've kicked it through. Here goes Allison, Tabidi Allison hangs onto it and throws a pass which is knocked on. He held it, and in the end threw a pass, and the following player knocked it on.
Yeah, just a wee bit impatient there. He just settled down. Otago had the go forward ball. Beautiful take from Suckling, but they got steamrolled over here. North Harbour a bit more passionate and wanting it a bit more, but the ball popping back. Tanaka, as always, on it. Ball in one hand. Tamati, just as he goes down, tried to pop up that ball. Spill.
Touch. Sit.
It's gone down on this near side, so it'll have to be reset.
Yeah, I'll come over here.
Well, 15 minutes into the second half, it was 27-10 at half-time. So a 17-point margin at that stage. It's been cut to 14. So Harbour have still got it all in front of them. Sorry, Richard.
That's all right. I'm just saying referee McDermott's popped over to this side of the scrum, and for me that's where the issues are. Manu against Coltman.
Touch. Set.
Now off the back it goes. Saili off to Aporo, and good defence, aggressive defence by Glenn Dixon. Now it's gone back to Saili. Roaring forward after it is Suckling. Now he's got Harbour for advancing. So he'll play advantage as long as he can. Papali'i turns it back to Allison. Defence holds up nicely as the passes slip to Adam Hill in the 18 jersey. Carried on by Coltman. Now Tanaka. Off it goes to his fellow Japanese player, Hori. And penalty coming here.
You've got an option that's inside the 10 metre. So it's a scrum inside the 22 where he kicked it, or a penalty just on over here where he's offside.
Where's the over here he's thinking? How far over
just
here?
Over here, or a scrum just inside the 22. Penalty?
They'll take the penalty and have a shot at goal.
5 advancing,
which I guess was the obvious option.
Yeah, smart option there, Paul Grant. Hey, Dixon's smashing those. That was a big front-on tackle that he took on. He's a big man himself. He's just clicking at under 100k.
You see Fijian international Ratuni Yarawara. He got the message from McDermott, chose to ignore it. Penalty came.
Not an easy name to pronounce, Richard, it's got to be said. Ratuni Yarawara. Played for Poverty Bay last year.
I'm quite happy to say his locking partner and Chris Smith.
Yes, good on you. Glenn Dixon, and good kick again. Minimum of fuss, couple of paces, through it goes, and it's 37-20.
Tony Ensor, jersey 22 for Otago, will replace Marshall Suckling, and North Harbour also have a replacement player, Alex Woonton, jersey 17, replaces Salesi Manu.
Saili kicks off and tipped back on the Otago team, missed by the first player but snapped up by Tanaka, who's made a very good fist of playing in this ITM Cup. Off to Green, he's done really well, but he's now run into the heavy stuff. It rolls it nicely back for Tanaka. Waiting back is Raikuna. Papali'i there too. And the ball spills. Now, which way was it spilled? Both ways. So, first one to knock it forward was Buxton Papali'i.
Yeah, that was fingertip stuff. Tanaka, his box kicks are just fantastic. They must be a pleasure to run onto.
Ooh.
Yes, all's right.
He might have jagged one there, Harbour, but they need a few favours. 17 points down.
Might have been Little Red Riding Hood.
Closing in halfway through the second spell here, 37-20. As the ball cleared by Hall. Saili looking to find Wolf out on this near wing. And the ball snapped up. Otago had a lot more players there. It was lost forward by North Harbour, and now here comes the counter-attack. And running strongly is Breen over halfway. Lays it back for Grant. Now, here is Evans with all the pace. Accelerates into a gap. Now, Tanaka works it off. Grant has got it again. Tanaka clears it off. Breen. Not a very good kick, this one, unless it's a favourable bounce. It sits up in the end for Raikuna. Not a noted kicker, but he's got a good angle on this. Otago get rid of it quickly, and it goes to Breen again. Spreads it wide. Here's Smith stepping his way through and opening up for Ben Smith. Now he's got to find some support, looking left and right. Now he finds the support he wants, and heading towards the line is Adam Hill, but he fired it off and into the arms of Raikkonen, and a quick clearing kick made here by Luke Devcich. It's not out. Here's Allison, one ball in one hand, stepping, looking to fire up. He does so, gives it to hooker Hori, and they work the blind side. Otago, another try here would probably sink North Harbour. Here is Hori once again. Tanaka's going to have to clear it. You can't muck around. You've got to get rid of it quickly. Oh dear, the 5-second law applying there. Sound very much like it had ticked past 5. Tanaka again. Can't organise the troops. You've got to get rid of it. Here is a charge for the line by Verbakul. And Rob Verbakul has scored for Otago. And that might just about do it.
Yeah, that's a wee bit of salt in the wound for North Harbour. Tanaka incredibly lucky to get away with those use it calls. Normally got to get rid of it within 5 seconds, but I think he might have got 2 use it calls, so he got the full 10 seconds.
Well, this is Ben Smith at his best again. We've seen it on a number of occasions. Otago exploiting the mismatch. Back on forward. The forward in a defensive situation is an easy beat. And then some very, very good continuity from Otago. And then that's a breakdown in communication there. The mismatch this time going the other way. Big man close to the line on backs. So some real communication issues in that Harbour defensive system.
What I'm liking about the Otago team is all their ball handling seems to be amazing. It doesn't matter whether you're a forward or a back, they're throwing good passes and they're sticking.
Don't want to sound silly here, Kelvin. It's starting to look like Otago teams of old. As Dixon puts the extra 2 through. 44 points to 20. Remember, they're coming off a bit of a hiding from Counties Manukau, so we have to kind of temper those comments a wee bit, but just on the evidence of what's seeing tonight, it's rather reminiscent of some of the glory days.
Oh, it is. It's nice to see a bit blue and gold on the up, isn't it? They've had some tough times. We'll see how it continues.
New faces for both teams. Halua, jersey 20, Brenton Halua for Harbour, and in jersey 17, Aki Sueli for Otago.
Nicely taken down by Gareth Evans again. Taken by Raikkonen. Otago putting plenty of players in there, but Harbour have countered nicely. So here they come, Harbour, and boys lost the ball. Has Peter Arkey. So Otago back in charge of this. It's tied up amongst the legs, but Tanaka now frees it. And it's going to be a penalty against North Harbour. And it's against Corey Aporo.
Oh, Pod, North Harbour are making hard work of this. I think you need to buy them some super glue.
Yes, indeed. Looking to empty the bench here too. Harbour rolling out the last of the cavalry. And they'll get to do this at line out time, jersey 16. Manulea Taua. And jersey 18 is Glenn Preston, so it'll be interesting to see who Taua replaces. Oh, he is replacing Parsons. He's coming on the last few weeks as a number 8 replacement, has Taua, but going into his traditional role of hooker. He's had a good night, James Parsons.
Yes, he's honest as the day is long. So Shota Hori throws in. And once again, Otago find themselves in a good part of the field, right on the 22. Ball held up. It's a maul. So now they have to release it somehow if they can. Oh, it's been hacked back one way or another. Now Breen. Dixon making good ground. Harbour players on the ground, surely can't do that. Yeah, number 19, Sam Hayes Stevenson. He was doing his best, but he was doing it on the ground. You can't touch the ball with your hands.
Yeah, he was caught red-handed right in front of the post, and Otago taking the option. He's coming off an injury, Hayes Stevenson. Come off last week with a bad calf.
10 metres, mate. 12, 10 metres.
Must have come right to get back on the bench. Won't be happy with giving away a penalty that easy.
Otago happy to accumulate the points that have the opportunity here again.
Just
24 points up. Here's the infringement. Had a couple of goes and then lost his footing. It's pretty straightforward. Easy decision for referee McDermott.
Well, Tony Brown told you at half-time, Todd, that he was a little nervous after that try scored just before half-time, and then he would have been even more nervous at 27-17, but he's okay now.
I'll tell you what, Niswa, it took a long time to come to the interview, and I said to him, I said, mate, it took you so long, you wouldn't have had much to say. He said, no, it didn't. It just took me a while to make my cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee, lovely.
You wouldn't find a more relaxed character, Mr. Brown.
Jersey 19, Hugh Blake, late replacement for TJ Ioane, and he'll replace skipper Paul Grant.
Who's the skipper now, Twit? Who's the skipper now? 8's gone.
Nobody really knows.
Put your hand up.
You want to be the skipper of Otago, you put your hand up right now.
Yeah, of course. It's a big chance. Oh, this is not going to make it 10. Might have been touched by an Otago player first, no?
Right first. That was White. You're the skipper.
So 47-20. I don't know whether they've sorted out the skipper even yet.
Yeah, I think Glenn Dixon went up and said, I'll do it.
I'll do it, yes.
That was how I got the captaincy. Just took it. Oh, look, the wheels are falling off North Harbour here, aren't they? Terrible kick there.
Keep it off him, okay?
Good chance for the replacements on both sides to show their worth. Chris Smith did it last week, come on, had a rare start and making a good fist of it. Good opportunity for these other guys.
Crouch. Touch. Sit.
Tanaka
Clear
feeds
balls
the
here.
scrum. You can't do that. Trying to get rid of the player before he had the ball. However, the scrum has collapsed anyway.
Hey, Grant, I'm going to jump in here and get on my soapbox. You know how we spend a lot of time, we'll go to a lot of trouble, or the powers that be, to create rules around making it a more entertaining game. I've got a real simple one. That the halfback shouldn't be allowed past the tunnel. It's one of the anomalies in the game where at this stage of a game, in this situation, the halfback is the only player that's allowed forward of the advantage line. I think if it's prevented, just opens up the game so much more.
Yeah, good thinking. Okay, so here comes Otago as Breen gets it away. Allison makes the kick off the hands of Raikuna. He hasn't got it yet, and Dixon did. Or knocked on. So an opportunity for Otago and possible counter-attack from North Harbour. As it's laid back for Hall. Jumping over the top of the tackle. It's a maul. So they've got to get this to ground. North Harbour, I don't think they're going to free it. Or maybe they are. They did pretty well in the end. So here's Raikuna. He's got plenty of pace and he'll find the gap, and off he goes. And he looks for Wolf, and now Wolf's got a straight sprint down the line. And he's got to link up. He does so with Raikuna. Oh, ball's been stolen.
Tackle only, play on.
And Smith's managed to clear it. And it's in touch. But Otago scrambled back in defence and did very well.
Tony Enzor there, absolutely fantastic work getting in there and sniffing that ball out. See a good run here, right down the sideline. Wolf. More Otago guys there than anyone though. You can see Tony in there, just coming right through. Thank you.
Harbour have worked a nice move. They're going to get themselves a try here. And they have. Lautawa has scored the try.
Try 16.
And it's all very low key, but they just worked it, and Otago were caught lacking on that line out throw.
Yeah, not for the first time this season. If Harbour pulled this one off, got it right. They've been pinged a couple of times for it not going 5.
About half a metre inside.
They've done it the right time. Look, the prop in jersey 17, Suiuli, he's not even looking, so it's on. All you have to do is go one-on-one with the hooker who's defending, or in this situation, it was Gareth Evans and Lautua. Consolation for Harbour.
Well, it only happens once if you're a prop up there. You won't get caught out again this season. I'll be picking.
So Luke Devsic right from the sideline and just pulled it slightly to the left. So 47-25.
As you said, Pod, they're normally high-scoring games. It's been entertaining, and I'm sure in this last 15 minutes, 12 minutes, the ball's going to be thrown around. North Harbour will be wanting to get those 4 tries.
Yeah, I wouldn't be betting against no more tries tonight.
You may or may not have seen a seagull in here before. It's possible, I suppose. Well, it must be possible it was here.
Yeah, there was. I saw it with my own eyes, and I suppose someone's left the window open.
Ah.
I think it might have been one of the students bringing it in.
It's like the French, they bring the chickens in, don't they? There it is. There's living proof. Just watch the news tomorrow night. That'll probably be one of the highlights. Just over 10 minutes left here. And Otago in control of this game. 22-point advantage, which means Harbour would need to score 4 times. As Tanaka works it away to Breen. A number of replacement players on here, but Tamati Allison is still full of running. Tanaka is too. Pops the short pass to one of the try scorers, Rob Burbakel. Tanaka goes again into the arms of Hugh Blake, who was a late replacement for TJ Ioane. Tanaka again. Now it's with Franklin. And the kick and chase. Devsic waiting for a decent bounce, and in the end nothing happens, and it'll be North Harbour ball.
Oh, look, that's a good phase of play from Otago. Just working their options, getting the big boys hitting it up, and then putting the ball in behind North Harbour.
Otago's final replacement of the night, Brad Webber. Jersey 20, replacing Kumiaki Tanaka, who has had a very good night tonight.
Yes, he has, I agree.
He's an outstanding little player, Japanese international.
And the belt.
He just does not put a foot wrong.
Oh, he's adopted the Western ways too, and on his time in Otago, normally the Japanese players come to the sideline, quick bow out of respect.
When in Rome.
Precisely.
So Harbour deep inside their own 22 and looking to work it out from there. Peter Aki still inside the 22, and somebody's going to have to give this a hoof, and it's Luke Devsic, not out, fielded by Papali'i. Now Smith. Anything could happen from the back between these two. Papali'i, Smith, here he goes. Papali'i went to slip the pass, it went back, so it's okay. Fell into the arms of Blake. And waiting for it is Weber. It's it wide. Here is Dixon flirting with the touchline a little. There's Weber. Oh, thought about blindside, wrong call. And that was it. Into touch he went.
Peter Breen coming on for Parker. You know, he's been setting that back line alive quite nicely. See here, Buxton. Oh, give him an inch. He takes a mile, this boy.
On the ground, lost 40. Still part of the line out, will come out 15 minutes.
Otago did some good work at the line out, but then they lost the ball forward. So Harbour have the scrum in 15 metres. As we tick down 8 minutes remaining in this game, Otago will go to 3 wins and 2 losses. And Harbour, well, yet to get on the board this season. Been very disappointing up till now.
Yeah, this was an important game for Otago. They needed to keep in touch with Tasman and Northland. Both those teams have beaten a premier team. And you'll be sure as anything that neither or any of them will be wanting to end up 4th and playing counties. You can bet your house on that one.
So Brenton Hiller is now at halfback for Harbour. been able to make too many busts in midfield, but this is a good one here from Aki, and he got it away to Aporo, but just got the speed wobbles and fell over. Ball still there though, just out from the 22 in Otago's territory. Harbour goes wide. Now here's an opportunity. So it's going to be untidy. Otago putting pressure on at the breakdown. Afiaki, he gets there, or drop cold by Ratuni Rawawa. Start that again. Ratuni Yarawa. How am I going? Perfect. The big Fijian boy. Yep.
Great run by Aki here. Splitting them right open. Just running through Brad Weber there. He's a silky runner. Makes some great line breaks.
He's got good balance. You saw that. He went down low to fend off, shoulder fend on the player. The bump off. Down low. Kept his balance. Carried on Aki. And the mistake came eventually at the other end of the field for North Harbour.
Good scrum, Harbour. And that'll be Harbour ball. They managed to screw that through the 180.
Yeah, Alex Winton, the replacement. Top on this side. Misbo, he seems to have had an impact. A couple of good, solid set pieces at scrum time for Harbour.
So I remember a game a couple of games back, actually doing against Counties Manukau. He came on and made a difference too, Richard.
Here we go. They wouldn't be doing that at Carisbrook.
Now Harbour have gone a bit early, and so free kick goes the way of Otago.
Disappointing for North Harbour. Prime opportunity there, but twisting it around.
Yeah, not the first time tonight though, Calvin. Set piece opportunity, and they've been pinged at the set piece in a good attacking situation and going early. The last one was head on head in the first half.
Let's see what they can do from here. They've got 5 minutes. It's interesting looking at the handling errors. They're both actually very even. Seem to be more noticeable on the North Harbour with 12. Otago still up there with 10.
Smith reaching over, and he gets the possession. Now Harbour off to Saili. Good defence by Dixon. Good front on, head to head. Raikkonen looking for a bit of space. Now he heaves it out. And Wolf. And the kick and chase from Rudy Wolf. And the good catch taken by Breen. Claimed the mark.
He's done everything right when he's come on, replacing Parker. His kicking's been good. He's been setting that back line off well. Nice catch there in the 22.
It's good to see though, isn't it, Calvin? Getting an opportunity to get good solid 40 minutes. Peter Breen, and yes, in a side that's going pretty good as well, but you still got to get out there and do your job, and as you say, he's done a little bit of everything tonight. Peter Breen, been impressive.
And Tony Brown will be very happy giving these guys some more game time.
Well, the throw's a bit short, and Otago's got it. And a quick pass away from Blake into midfield, where Allison, having a bit of a dab, takes it over the halfway line. You know, it's been left behind and snapped up by Hayes Stevenson. Now it's been hacked ahead by Otago. And a little kick through, and Otago's regathered this in a good attacking position. And now the ball's been lost. And Harbour got themselves offside, or nobody retired actually when the kick was made. And you'd imagine here that Otago, well, let's see what they do.
Still trying to find a captain.
Penalty?
The captain says, I might have a crack at getting 50 points up here.
Shot a goal, lads.
Well, why wouldn't you? You're the kicker. Take the glory.
That's right, and the captain. That's what everyone wants to be, isn't it? Captain and goal kicker.
I'm sure as bet if a Proper put his hand up, he probably would have called for a scrum.
There you see clearance kick didn't go far enough forward. Porto never retired. Here's the opportunity, as you say, Grant, for 50 points for Otago.
And the kick from Dixon is away to the right. So it remains 47-25. And less than 2 minutes left.
Those front rowers would have been wanting a scrum.
Oh, that didn't go over the line. Well, I guess you've got to be a little bit innovative at this stage.
When things go sour, they go sour, don't they, Pod?
Yeah, that's right. You know, Harbour haven't yet to register a win, and not through lack of trying and lack of want, but you did right. This thing's not going their own way. To be fair, though, they've been masters of their own destiny for most of this one, but still trying things are Harbour.
Shane
A
McDermott.
smile on McDermott's face as well, because he can feel their pain, I think.
He's having a happy day. He's actually had a good game himself, McDermott. Called it well.
Sorry, boys. It's always on the other side to me, isn't it?
In the last minute, 47-25. So Otago take the valuable 5 points. And Harbour, well, they had 3 tries. Well, they have 3 tries, so they've been striving for that bonus point, but it simply hasn't come for them.
Crouch. Touch. Sit.
Right off the back, and quick pass by Weaver back on the inside to Evans, who's already picked up a couple of tries tonight. And Weaver sends it wide, and Otago have one last shot at this, and it goes to Dixon, and there is the 50 points. The 50 points registered by Otago with a try by Glenn Dixon.
Well, again, another good break up front from Evans, working off the back of the scrum. He's had a top game, making yards every time he touches the ball. And just switching back, and North Harbour just looking at complete and utter shambles out there, and it's just too easy.
Yeah, well, defensively too, on the back foot and continue to go back. Look at the players, no one going forward defensively for North Harbour, and finally someone comes in to make the tackle in the form of Aki, but too late by that time. Otago across the line.
The siren has already gone, so Harbour have been handed another hiding here tonight. So Dixon, who's taken over the goal kicking very successfully in the second half, looking to convert his own try, and he has done that. So a big win here for Otago tonight. 54 points to 25, and they get the 5 championship points.
Oh, look, they're incredibly happy. That was what they needed tonight. North Harbour. We'll see the heads down, doing a bit of searching. They only won 2 games last year, so they've still got a bit to work on this year. Still plenty of games left. They're going to have a big improvement from tonight, but no, spoils go to Otago.
Well, they look rather disconsolate, and why not? They got behind in the first half to the extent of 27 points to 3, and they just never really came back into it. Righto, let's go down to the field and to